Blog Talk Radio.
This is West Virginia Championship Wrestling Weekly Recap. Tonight we'll discuss today's television broadcast and the upcoming TV tapings.
Well, welcome everybody. We're back here again this week. I guess I shouldn't say we, should we? I would say, I'm waiting on Rando, but, Rando's got other agendas now. We will get into later, and we'll try to hold it together and try to at least act professional for a bit. But we'll go through and we'll try to get some reviews. First of all, I want to thank everybody that came out this past weekend. War, the Fall Brawl 2013, huge success, big crowd, wonderful show. Been hearing great things about it. I really can't say it was that great for me personally, but I'm hearing great things about it. Next night, the TV taping in Princeton. Once again, packed house. I've been hearing people say show of the year, best show ever. Really and truly, it was a great roller coaster of a night, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. We got 5 episodes taped. A lot of good stuff going on. Good to see Scotty Blaze making a comeback. And really and truly, I think the people were super duper happy that he was there. Because, that was the loudest reaction I've heard from an indie crowd, and I couldn't tell you how long. It was a beautiful thing. Okay, let's just try to bust through some of this stuff, and I'll try to hold it together. First and foremost, let's go through what aired on the TV today. For you viewers that have been having trouble trying to catch it, there were some YouTube issues today. YouTube's been I can't say what I usually refer to it as, but it's been a pain in the butt the last couple of weeks of the processing on it, trying to process once you upload something, and it took all day, legitimately. It took all day for it to process the video of this week's episode. So it just got posted right before the Nerdies came on. So if you haven't had a chance to catch it online yet, it is up and available. Swing in, take a peep-see at it. It's good. It's a good episode. Well, it's firing up live right here in the background. If you can hear that, had to hear Fred's stinking voice. It's almost as retarded as William Randall Hicks Lavelle, whatever the hell that is. Sounds like some sort of syndrome where you lose your damn mind. That's what that sounds like. But if you watch the episode today, I've got it up right now just to refresh my memory because, I'm kind of off this week in my mind and my spirit. But, the show opened up with Danny Ray speaking, and Danny Ray's talking about the heartthrobs. I think Danny Ray's a little short-gunned at that TV tape, and I think he was the only OSC member at that taping. And, you got to give Danny this. He's got the heart to go out there and make a challenge and be the only man standing. So that's good for Danny. Now, after that, we had the intro, which was a new intro, been using the last couple of weeks. Show some highlights from Miracle on the Mountain 3. If you haven't bought the DVDs yet, get a hold of the marketing department, get a hold of the Facebook page, facebook.com, /WVCW TV, and get your copy of Miracle on the Mountain 3. A really great show. There was 2 to 3 matches on that show that have been said to be in contention for Match of the Year. So it's a real quality DVD if you want to pick it up. But after that, we had George South deciding he's going to throw the Outlaws under the bus. Now, first and foremost, you know what? I don't care if George wants to kiss the babies and hug the mamas and hug the babies and kiss the mamas, kiss the daddies for all I care. Don't be chucking us under the bus. We didn't do nothing to you, George. Nothing but respect. But come on now. You're going to say we're trying to eclipse your star? If your star is fading at all, that's on you. I got nothing to do with it. But went out there. He had a real quality match with one of the students. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know. Randy Hicks, I'm going to beat your ass. But anyway, George went out there with one of the students, Johnny Smooth, good up-and-comer. I mean, he's a good-looking kid. We've seen him in a couple good matches so far. I'm really hoping he'll continue to be able to come in because he's really just – he's a comer. I mean, really and truly, and do not. I hope Tony Rife isn't listening, that foul-minded beast that he is. Me saying comer, he'll take it completely wrong. But he's a comer. He showed it in the match with George. I mean, back and forth. George gets the win, but George usually gets the win. I mean, George has got that veteran status, and experience will win out in the end. You remember that, Randy Hicks, experience. You don't have none. I've been up and down the roads 19 years. I will whoop that ass. But anyway. But anyway, you know, after George's match, William LaBelle, Randy Hicks, what the hell do you think you're doing? Oh, yeah, that's what came next. Oh, Big Randy. Oh, looking like Manly's sister off Little House on the Prairie, aren't we? Got your bow tie on. Got your little minions in the back. Hostler Dykes and what the hell ever Keffer is. Looks like you ought to be working under the stage at the Village People concert. But anyway, going to talk about change, going to talk about this, going to talk about that. I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about my size 13 right in your mouth. That's what I'm talking about. But we had them speaking to the peoples, if you will. And then J.C. Dykes went out and picked on poor Connor Long. I mean, just picking on him. You got the Bride of Frankenstein looking Michael Stevens out there. Thank goodness I got the bandages off my face. I've already been informed that by the next taping I shouldn't have to wear the orthopedic mask anymore because, you know, I got that LaBelle facial too. You know, you gotta know better. But JC and Connor are going at it, and I believe JC, you know, kind of pulled the old flipsy-flopsy there, got Connor caught with the powder. Well, you know what? What comes around and goes around, and you better hope it's just powder I'm flinging in your face. That might be worse than a spider monkey, if you know what I mean. And it might be your own. And then, main event for the evening, we got the Ripper taking on Danny Ray in what has to qualify as a Mac Classic between the two. These two have been up and down the roads against each other for years, and let me tell you, this one was hot. It was flaming hot, and just the pure adrenaline. And really and truly, it's just OSE and Heartthrobs. Their whole deal is just picking up, and it's picking up steam. Scotty Blaze coming back. We got Ripper hitting cross bodies. I mean, I think he did that just to show some unity with me because, you know, me and Ripper, we go way back. I mean, we've fought, we've tagged. He was my manager at one point in time. I think I was technically in his family there for a minute or two. Nothing to do with Selma. But, you know, he picks up the win with the count out. Now, we'll go on and before I even start talking about Spotlight, let's get some good news going on. It was mentioned on the Nerdy 30s, and I'll go ahead and throw it out here too. Just got the paperwork signed today. The board of directors sent out the confirmations for bookings. I got a booking sheet up for it, and they gave me all the information, and I'm really happy about this. On November 2nd, we're going to be making a trip. It's going to be a mini tour of Northern Aggression because we're not going that far north. We're just going up to Golly Bridge, folks. Now, Golly Bridge, you hit Old 60. Come up. If you're in the Beckley area, you get on 19, you go out to Hico, you hit 60, you run up the road. Beautiful country. Not that far of a drive. and you go to Golly Bridge. And what's going to happen in Golly Bridge is on November the 2nd, you're going to have live pro wrestling from West Virginia Championship Wrestling. The PTO at the Golly Bridge Elementary, they're trying to build a new playground. They've got some old equipment, and they're trying to make it safe for these kids to go to school there. I mean, and playground equipment is expensive. But let's not make no bones about it. And it's not something that the government's going to fund. That's something that's, that's on the school to find a way to get if the kids are going to have anything. So the PTO, they contacted the offices, set up a deal, and so November 2nd, 7 o'clock, we're going to go up there. We're going to have a great night of action. We've already confirmed. I know I'm confirmed. St. Clair's confirmed. We've got reports that Benny's going to be there. Benny Conley, he's from right down the road. He's from Oak Hill. He's not that far away. I bet he's going to bring a bunch of people from Oak Hill up to Golly Bridge just to see him because, they haven't really had that many opportunities to see Benny. Benny competes about an hour away normally at least because, wrestling in Oak Hill after incidents and accidents, it's kind of died off, and it's really hard to get into that town. So now they're going to get, all them locals, they can stop in their car, take about a 25-minute drive from Oak Hill, zoom up there, come to Golly Bridge, see Benny, the pride of Oak Hill. I mean, he's the young pride of Oak Hill. We got Jason McCade out there, works for other companies, doing great things. But I'll tell you right now, Benny's a comer, and and sooner or later he's going to be right there on that platforms too. So come out, support Benny if you're in Oak Hill. 30-minute drive, easy to get there. Can't miss it. The old community center. We're going to have a good night of action. George South and Baron Bullard are coming up from North Carolina, going to spread some hate. They're going to come in there and hate on you, and you know what? We might just have to hand them a big old glass of haterade on that one. But come out, help us get this playground equipment for these kids. And you know what? We had to raise ticket prices at the TV tapings. Had to go up to $7. I mean, it's the economy, folks. It's sad shape. We even had to do that. But I know what you're thinking. Well, if I got to drive there, $7 is too much. Well, I'll tell you what. You go to Facebook /WVCW TV. There will be a number there in the next day or so you can call. Now, you can call this number and get an advance ticket for this show for $5. But here's another thing that's going on. There's a food bank in Golly Bridge. And if you donate non-perishable food items, you can get $1 off that ticket. So you can come in and see this great night of action if you play your cards right and do it the right way for only a $4 ticket. Now, I don't know much you can do out there in the world for $4 anymore. You can barely buy a kid's Happy Meal for it. I know you can barely buy a pack of cigarettes. I mean, you're lucky if you can get you a pop and a pack of nabs and a bag of chips to eat on your lunch break for $4. But for $4, you're going to get some high quality. I think they're looking at having 6 matches on this card, and this is going to be the start of something because I really think, from what I'm reading, the board of directors may have signed a multi-show deal up there to help get this playground built. So really and truly, come out, folks, support us, support that school, support the kids. You know what? Your kids may not go there, but your kids go somewhere. And you know what? If your kids need a playground built, contact WVCW. We're more than willing to work with you, try to get some funds raised, try to get you a playground built. Heck, try to get your kids a bus ride so they can go on that field trip. Anything you need, contact us. We'll see what we can do. We got plans that work for everybody, and we try to work with everybody because we're part of this community. I've got kids that go to school here in Raleigh County. St. Clair's got kids that got going to school in Mercer. We've all got kids. They're all going to these schools, and we want to help all these kids. So just give us a call. Give us a buzz on the Internet. We'll see what we can do. But now we're going to move on. We're going to talk about Spotlight. Spotlight this week started out just your normal everyday Spotlight episode, and I think we started out, there was a promo for about the upcoming event next month. The name hasn't been decided on yet. It's really hard to name an event for the Hall of Fame because we got these legends that we're trying to honor. And don't want to make it seem less than what it is. You don't want to put something cartoony out there and just make it so that it don't work. So all I'm going to say is next month, come on out. This week on Spotlight, we showed a little clip of one of the inductees, Boogeyman, Jimmy Valiant, Handsome Jimmy. Might have even been Charlie Brown. I'm not sure. I never really thought he was. I always thought it was that old Green Machine under the hood as Charlie Brown, but we can get around that. Now, he's going in the Hall of Fame, and not only that, he's already spoke up and said, yes, I will be in attendance to collect my plaque. And really and truly knowing the Boogeyman, he's probably going to come out, he's going to hug some people, he's going to kiss some people, and he's probably going to whip some booty. Tony, control yourself. I said booty. But, that's Boogie. Boogie's down. Boogie's down. That's all it is. He's down. Finest man I ever met in prison. But after that, we had something we ain't had in a while, something that hit the cutting room floor from a TV taping. And, they snatched it up at the Spotlight Central, and they said, this has got to be seen. We got Jake Jacobs taking on Sasaki. Now, two youngsters. Jake's a little younger, a little newer to the business. She's tasted some championship gold, light heavyweight champion there for a while, junior heavyweight, excuse me. And honestly, at this point, we may not see Sasaki for a bit. She's been called away. She got signed to, she's doing an extensive tour of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia over the next few months. We wish her nothing but success. We know she's going to go out there. She's going to spread her name, and by spreading her name, she's going to spread what the quality of West Virginia Championship Wrestling truly is, because they're going to see that, and they're going to know she came from here, and they may come looking. We may end up losing a few more of the youngins, but you know what? That's what we're here for. You know what? At the end of the day, we want all of them to succeed. I want every one of those young kids to be able to chase their dream, and whether their dream is to go to Memphis one day and work a 2-minute match on TV there, or if it's to go all the way to New York and work on the grandest stage that is WrestleMania. I want them to have that chance, and I want to be one of the ones that helps them lift them up to that. But I'm proud of Sis, and that's just it's a beautiful thing. So, Jake Jacobs, Sasaki, good match. High pace, as you would expect from two youngsters. Jake pulled out the victory at the end with a little leverage earring. You put the feet on the ropes, you get a little extra leverage, and you can hold her down. That's the way he's got to do it. That's the way he's got to do it, I guess. But picks up the win. Good-looking kid, this Jake Jacobs. I'm keeping my eye on him. He kind of flew in under my radar, and I'm not really sure how with that white lame coat, but he got in on us, and we're keeping an eye on him. I'm not sure what he's going to do. But so after that, we got a few we got our various commercial breaks, and then you came to the spots about Boogie coming. We had the little tribute video. There will be a longer version of which I've been told on YouTube. There was about 18 offending seconds that had to be removed because there was a WWE copyright issue, and producers didn't want Spotlight to accidentally get popped where nobody could view it by leaving those in, so it was re-edited and taken out. But the short version, just the footage of that clip will be up with full everything in it, and that'll be available probably in the next day or two. And then there was the Boogie Rap commercial, which if anybody knows, the last time Boogie came, the Boogie Rap commercial was everywhere, and it's going to be back again. It's a little bit different this time, but you got to love the Boogie Rap. Now, after that, we had a few more commercials. I believe there was a segment that was filmed in War, Bucky Boyd telling everybody's favorite, I think the guy might be the mayor of War, telling him to put his shirt back on. It was a lovely little piece. And then we went on, I believe, the next thing was, gotta love Daniel. Daniel Halen's a good kid, folks. He comes across like he's about half constipated most of the time because his heart is so into it, and he wants to succeed, and he wants to get better, and it just that inner aggression is it shines through sometimes, and people they think, oh, well, he's just, is he really that mean? And he's not that mean. That kid is great, and I'm not sure who got a hold of it, but he videotaped himself trying to find me a present. I'm not sure. He says it's for Christmas. Christmas is still like 2 months off. He's going to lose his man card if he's Christmas shopping before like the 23rd. And you're pushing it on the December 23rd doing your Christmas shopping. And it's kind of good. I'll give him that. Maybe it'll let some of y'all see a different side of Daniel, side that I've seen. I mean, I love that kid, and truly, I wish you would let that side show more, because more people would just see that side. They would know that he is not this constipated young man who needs a double dose of mineral oil. But from there, we went to about a minute and some odd seconds of Lavelle propaganda, something about a manifesto. Last man I knew that had a manifesto lived in an outhouse in the woods and blew up things. Well, I'm not going to say that Lavelle lives in an outhouse in the woods and blows up things, but he might blow things in an outhouse. But anyway, that's in there. Yeah, and William Randall Hicks Lavelle has got his own podcast tomorrow night, because he's so special. He's so fucking special. I'd like to just break his damn jaw, rip it off, and shove it right up as well. Anyway. Lavelle. Lost my train of thought. Sack of shit. My hands on him, it is so frickin'. Anyway, after that, we go on. There's more commercials. I think there's a commercial for George's School. Won't train to be a wrestler, go down, learn from George. It's great. I think there's another little segment. I'm not sure which. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking it's the one where the fella at the camp got knocked the clock out. You might want to check that one out if you can find it. It's pretty good quality. I find it humorous, you get beat up by a chicken. And, and then we come to a match that I'm actually very proud that they replayed. It wasn't the main event of last week's TV, but by God, it's the main event of this week's Spotlight. I know the board of directors are actually looking at making a return match of this in Golly Bridge. There's a high possibility that if you go to Golly Bridge, you might get to see the second meeting of Baron Bullard and Benny Conley, and I'm really hoping so. Man, they tore the house down. Really and truly, I think they could just alternate that match between Spotlight and the TV for the next year, and people would still watch because that match is that good. Just, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. If you don't want to watch it on the Spotlight, go watch last week's television episode. Either watch WVCW TV episode 141 or Spotlight episode 71. Either one, you can find Baron Bullard versus Benny Conley. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Because that match is the day the rest of the locker room sat up and said, my Lord, Benny's finally got it. Benny's been a project of a lot of ours. I've been working with Benny for 3 years now. Now, do I get in the ring and show him stuff? No. I talk with him. I share life lessons. We're talking about an 18-year-old kid here, folks. He started in this business entirely too young. He was brought in by someone who probably should have known better than to bring someone that young into it, but he was there. We tried to make the best of it. We tried to teach him the right path, and Really and truly, there were a lot of times we thought he was going to fall off the rails. But I can honestly say in the last month or 2 months, I've seen in Benny what I've always wanted to see in Benny. And I look for great things for him. Okay. So that's all Spotlight. I got a few minutes left here, and I've been trying to check it back. And I'm not going to make promises. Promises are empty most times, because you make a promise, and a lot of times you can't follow through for issues that are beyond your control. You know, something will come up that fate will plant a post right in your path. And while I tend to knock posts down and keep on trucking, I'm not going to sit here and say, I promise you that I'm going to take William Lavelle out, that I'm going to shove my arm so far up his ass that you're going to think he's Kermit the Frog and I'm Jim Henson. I'm not going to say anything like that. I'm not going to say that the first chance I get, what he did to me in war, it's going to look like a cap gun whenever I drag in his ass. I'm just going to say this. Randy Hicks, you hurt me. Physical pain, I could care less. I've got nerve damage. Most of it doesn't even affect me. You hurt me. You're a close friend, a confidant. I mean, I've been there for you since day one. You may not have realized it at day one, but I was. The only reason you never left WVCW is because I told you to stay when I left. When I took my sabbatical, you called me. You said, do I stay or do I go, Hoge? And I said, Randy, you stay. This is personal between me and the board of directors. This has nothing to do with you. You stay. When anything like this happens, I look out for you. Now, you want to talk about how WVCW does things wrong, how they shit on people, how there's nepotism. I saw the little start of your manifesto, and yes, there has been nepotism, and it's been nipped in the damn bud. It was sent packing. I mean, it was shaped like a broom and worked like one too, and it was sent packing out the door, never to be seen again. That was the last case of it. A new day dawned. But now you decide, now I'm going to execute some change. Now I'm going to go out there and fuck Hojo right in the ass. Now, Hojo, he never gets the title shot, but who cares? Let's just pick up the golden dick, put him out there, and make sure he wins another damn belt like he needs it, like he even wants it. He don't want it. If he'd wanted it, he could have won it. He didn't win it. You are nothing to me now, Randy. The pain subsides. Physical pain, mental pain, no more anguish. So that leaves me with a choice of actions. Do I hunt you? No. Others are doing that. I don't hunt. When deer season comes in around my place, we don't talk about going deer hunting. We talk about a harvest, because there's no hunting to it. When it's time to gather the meat and take down the animals, we go and we do it. So, what I have to say is this. I will be looking forward to seeing you and I hope you have a smile on your face when we do. I thank you all, and good night.
This is West Virginia Championship Wrestling Week. This is West Virginia Championship Wrestling Weekly Recap. Tonight we'll discuss